Hey, what's good, everyone? You ever step outside your house and bam, there's your neighbor watering the same patch of grass for like the third time today? It's like they've got a sixth sense for when you're about to grab the mail or take out the trash. That creepy feeling isn't just you being paranoid. It's your gut telling you something's off. Sometimes the hedges really do have eyes, and those friendly waves, they might be hiding a whole surveillance operation. If you've ever lowered your voice in your own kitchen, worried someone's eavesdropping, you're not alone. Your instincts are screaming for a reason. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 crystal clear signs your neighbor isn't just nosy. They're straight up monitoring you. These aren't little quirks to shrug off. They're red flags that could mess with your peace of mind if you ignore them. By the end, you'll know how to spot the danger before it's knocking on your door. And if you're all about protecting your privacy, smash that subscribe button. We've got more real talk like this coming your way. Let's dive into sign number 1. Sign 1. They're always there when you step outside. You ever notice a neighbor popping up every single time you leave your house? Like, you open your door, and there they are, fiddling with their mailbox, sweeping a spotless driveway, or just casually chilling by their car. At first, you might think, oh, just a coincidence. But when it happens again, and again, and again, your gut starts whispering, this ain't right. I'm not talking about those friendly run-ins, like when you both grab the mail and trade a quick nod. No, this is different. It's a pattern. Feels like they're waiting for you. Let me paint a picture. I heard about this guy, David, a retired firefighter who loved his evening walks. Simple routine, right? Just him, his neighborhood, and some fresh air. But every time he stepped out, his neighbor from a few houses down was there, checking his car, rearranging his garage, or just standing around, scrolling on his phone. First, David brushed it off. Maybe the guy was just bored. But then it got weird. Didn't matter if David walked at dusk, late at night, or even in the rain. There was his neighbor, right on cue. That's not a coincidence. That's surveillance. There's a term for this: hypervigilant observation. It's when someone studies your moves so closely they can practically predict your next step. And here's why it's a problem. Patterns like that don't happen by accident. They come from someone paying way too much attention with way too much intention. A neighbor who's clocking your routine like it's their job isn't just curious. They're treating your life like it's their business. So, how do you handle this? First, trust your gut. That uneasy feeling? It's your first line of defense. Start keeping a log. Nothing fancy. Just jot down dates, times, and what you notice. Neighbor was out front at 7:15 p.m. when I left for my run. Stuff like that. Evidence beats guesswork every time. Next, get some tech on your side. A simple security camera can catch patterns you might miss. Check the footage. Does your neighbor show up right after you leave? That's a clue. You can also shake things up. Change your routine. Leave at random times. Take a different route. Park your car somewhere new. If they're watching, you'll see them adjust to match you, and it'll be obvious. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being smart. Your home's your safe space, and you've got every right to protect it. David, the firefighter, he got wise. He switched up his walks, kept a log, and when things got too weird, like his neighbor creeping onto his lawn at midnight, he calmly looped in the authorities. No drama, just facts. That's how you take back control. The takeaway? If you feel like you're being watched, you probably are. Don't ignore that instinct. It's there to protect you. Act smart, stay calm, and keep your peace of mind locked down tight. Sign 2. Their tech is aimed at you. Now, let's talk about something sneakier. Sign number 2. This one doesn't come with footsteps or awkward small talk. It's quiet, invisible, and way more invasive. We're talking about technology. In today's world, someone doesn't need to lurk in the bushes to spy on you. A tiny camera, a sneaky Wi-Fi hack, or even a smart device acting weird can turn your private life into someone's personal reality show. If you've noticed your neighbor's security camera pointed right at your front yard, your living room window, or where your kids play, that's not an accident. It's a choice. This stuff hits hard emotionally. At first, it's just a flicker of annoyance. Maybe you feel weird about opening your blinds. Then it grows. You're not sleeping as well. You're second-guessing every move in your own home. That safe space you love? starts feeling like a cage. You might even wonder if you're imagining it, but let me be clear, your instincts aren't lying. If something feels off, it's time to pay attention. Here's what to look for. Check your property like it's the first time you're seeing it. Cameras can hide in weird spots. Light fixtures, fake birdhouses, even tree branches. Notice any strange Wi-Fi networks popping up when you're home? That's not just a glitch. Smart devices turning on by themselves or your phone's battery draining faster than usual. Those are red flags. These aren't random tech quirks. They're signs someone might be tapping into your world. So, how do you fight back? Start by locking down your digital life. Use encrypted Wi-Fi, set up firewalls, and maybe even get your own cameras to keep an eye on things. Think of it like fortifying a castle. You're not spying, you're guarding what's yours. And don't let this steal your peace. You can't control what gadgets your neighbor points at you, but you can control how you respond. Stay sharp, secure your space, and live your life without fear. Your home's your sanctuary. Don't let anyone turn it into their stage. Sign 3. They know private details they shouldn't. Picture this. You're chatting with your neighbor, and out of nowhere, they drop a comment about your sister's new job in Phoenix. Thing is, you never mentioned it. Not to them, not to anyone outside your house. Or maybe they congratulate you on those new sneakers you ordered online, ones you haven't even unboxed yet. It's not just a coincidence. It's a gut punch moment. That little detail they shouldn't know is a sign they're not just being friendly. They're collecting intel. This kind of thing creeps up slowly. First, it's easy to brush off. Oh, maybe I mentioned it in passing, you tell yourself. But then it keeps happening. They know you got a haircut last Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. and paid with your card. They mention your weekend plans you only talked about on a private call. It's not neighborly interest anymore, it's surveillance. Studies show that someone can piece together your entire life with just a handful of overheard conversations. In today's world, information is power, and a neighbor who's listening too closely is building a map of your life without your permission. Psychologically, this is a big deal. These neighbors often act like they're entitled to know you. Because you live nearby, they think your life is their business. It's not about being nice. It's about control. They gather these little details, your routines, your purchases, your plans, and it's like they're holding pieces of you hostage. The worst part? It makes you feel unsafe in your own home. You start watching what you say, closing your windows, lowering your voice. Your space doesn't feel like yours anymore. So how do you handle it? First, test the waters. Try dropping a fake detail, like mentioning a trip you're not actually taking, loud enough for them to hear. If they bring it up later, boom, you've got your answer. Simple but effective. Next, tighten up your defenses. Stop having sensitive chats near open windows. Consider a white noise machine if your walls are thin. And be careful online. Those innocent posts about your day? They're gold for someone who's watching. This isn't about being paranoid. It's about being wise. You're not shutting people out, you're protecting what's yours. The key is to stay calm and strategic. You can't stop someone from being nosy, but you can control what you share. Your life, your peace, your privacy, those are yours to defend. Don't let anyone make you feel like you owe them access to your world. Set those boundaries and hold them tight. Sign 4. Physical evidence around your property. Now, let's talk about sign number 4, and this one's a game changer because it's not just a feeling anymore. It's stuff you can see, touch, and prove. We're talking physical evidence that someone's been too close to your space, messing with your property, crossing lines they have no business crossing. This is where things go from, maybe I'm imagining it, to okay, this is real. Here's a story. There was this guy, Richard, who lived in a chill suburban neighborhood. He had this quirky habit of tilting his welcome mat just a bit, his little signature. But one day he came home from a weekend trip, and the mat was perfectly straight, like someone had fixed it with a ruler. He thought, maybe it was the wind. But then he noticed his potted plant, which he always turned toward the sun, was facing the street. A few days later, his mailbox, usually shut tight, was slightly open, with no mail delivered that day. These weren't accidents. Someone was interacting with his stuff, testing how close they could get. This kind of thing messes with your head. Your home is supposed to be your safe haven. But when someone's touching your things, moving your packages, or adjusting your blinds, it feels like they've walked right through your walls. It's not just an invasion of space, it's an invasion of your peace. You start questioning every creak, every misplaced item. Your trust in your own space starts to crack. So what do? Start by setting up telltales, little traps to catch intruders. Put a piece of clear tape across your doorframe or a small slip of paper between the door and the jamb. If it's broken or moved when you get back, you know someone's been there. Document everything, snap photos, write down dates and times, keep a log. This isn't about being obsessive. It's about being prepared. If things escalate, you'll need that evidence. Tech can help here too. A security camera or even a cheap motion sensor can confirm what's going on when you're not home. And don't just react, act. Move your packages to a different spot, lock your mailbox, adjust your routines. If someone's watching, they'll slip up eventually, and you'll catch them. The goal isn't to live in fear, it's to take back control. Your home is your castle, and you've got every right to defend it. Sign 5. Their behavior escalates into obsession. This last sign is the one you can't ignore, because it's not just weird, it's dangerous. When a neighbor's interest in you shifts from casual to obsessive, it's like a switch flips. Studies show that in over 70% of stalking cases, the victim knew the person watching them, and too often, they brushed off early red flags, thinking it was just neighborly concern. Big mistake. Obsession doesn't show up with a neon sign. It creeps in, bit by bit, until you're dealing with something way bigger than a nosy neighbor. Think about those moments that left you uneasy. Maybe your neighbor lingers too long when you're chatting, asking questions that feel just a little too personal. Or their comments seem oddly timed, like they know stuff you didn't tell them. I heard about this woman, Karen, who lived in a quiet cul-de-sac. Her neighbor was super friendly at first, always waving, big smiles. But then he started mentioning details about her job she never shared. One night, after a private phone call about a weekend trip, made inside her house with the doors locked, she found a note under her doormat that said, "Have a great trip." Nobody else knew she was going anywhere. That's when her stomach dropped. That's the thing with obsession, it starts small. A wave that's too enthusiastic. A comment that's too specific. But then it escalates. Karen's neighbor started showing up in her backyard when she wasn't home, saying he was checking on her property. That's not kindness. That's a power move. Psychologically, this is about control. They stop seeing you as a person and start seeing you as something to monitor, to own. They might even try to play the hero, acting like your protector to get closer, all while pushing you away from others in the community. It's manipulation, plain and simple. So, what do you do when you see this happening? First, don't talk yourself out of that gut feeling. Your instincts are built to keep you safe, not to be polite. Start documenting everything. Every weird conversation. Every time they show up uninvited. Every off comment. Write down dates, times, what was said. This isn't about drama. It's about building a case. If things get worse, you'll need that timeline. Tech can help too, cameras, motion sensors, anything to catch them crossing lines. Don't be afraid to set hard boundaries. If they're in your space, calmly but firmly let them know it's not okay. And don't hesitate to loop in trusted friends or family. Connection is your strength. If it feels serious, get the authorities involved early. Restraining orders, cease and desist letters, anti-stalking laws, they're there for a reason. Karen didn't wait. She documented everything, shared it with a friend, and when her neighbor kept pushing, she got the cops involved. That's how she took back her peace. The biggest thing? Don't let fear run the show. You can't control what someone else does, but you can control how you respond. Your life, your home, your mind, they're yours to protect. Act with confidence, stay sharp, and don't let anyone make you feel like you're overreacting. Courage isn't about feeling no fear. It's about moving forward anyway. All right, there you have it. 5 undeniable signs your neighbor's not just nosy. They're watching you. From showing up every time you step outside, to pointing their tech at your life, knowing private details they shouldn't, leaving physical evidence around your property, and finally, crossing into full-on obsession. You're now part of the 1% who can spot the difference between a friendly wave and someone trying to turn your life into their personal reality show. Here's the deal. Awareness isn't about living in fear. It's about locking your doors before trouble even thinks about knocking. You deserve to live with your windows open, your heart at ease, not second-guessing every shadow. Trust your instincts, protect your space, and don't let anyone mess with your peace. If this video opened your eyes, smash that subscribe button and join the crew who's all about staying one step ahead. And hey, the next video the algorithms got lined up for you? It's not random. It's your next shield. Click it now and let's keep building that armor. Your future self will thank you. Catch you in the next one.